of our host officer, Major General A.C. Roper, the Deputy Commanding General, United States Army Reserve Command, we welcome you to the 80th Training Command Change of Command Ceremony. Today, Major General Bruce Hackett will relinquish the command to Brigadier General Bowman Bowles and conclude with the retirement ceremony of Major General Hackett. I am Second Lieutenant Siobhan Roberts, and I am honored to be your narrator for today's ceremony. We extend a sincere welcome to the families and friends of Major General Hackett and Brigadier General Bowles, who traveled to be here with us today. In addition, among our distinguished guests for today's ceremonies are General Officers, Command Sergeant Majors, Mr. Bill Black, past National Commander, 80th Veterans Association, ladies, gentlemen, and honored guests. Music for today's ceremony is being provided by the 380th Army Reserve Band under the 99th Readiness Division, under the direction of Staff Sergeant Judith Havrilla. Please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the rendering of honors, national anthem, and invocation. Major General A.C. Roper is accompanied in the official party by the outgoing commander, Major General Bruce E. Hackett, and the incoming commander, Brigadier General Bowman Bowles. Major General Roper has deferred honors today to Major General Hackett. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the invocation given by the 80th Training Command Chaplain, Lieutenant Colonel Terry Jones.
Please join with me in prayer. Faithful God, today in the passing of the flag, at once challenge us to new horizons, while reminding us from where we've come. Teach us to seize our calling and selflessly serve with open hands. Enable us to value both the wisdom of experience and the innovation of change. Inspire and direct our steps as we move always forward. Amen.
Please be seated. No officer can successfully command an organization like the 80th Training Command without the love and support of his family. Staff Sergeant James Hansen is presenting Miss Gabriella Hackett with a bouquet of red roses. The color red represents the color of the heart and reflects the love and concern that she has shown to the soldiers, civilians, and their families. Her roses are in full bloom, symbolizing the beauty and fulfillment of her time with us. Participating in today's ceremony are the officiating officer, Major General A.C. Roper, Deputy Commanding General, United States Army Reserve Command, the outgoing commander, Major General Bruce Hackett, the incoming commander, Brigadier General Bolden Tripp Bowles, and Training Command Sergeant Major Dennis J. Thomas. From time immemorial, armies throughout the world have conducted ceremonies to commemorate victory over an enemy, to honor their heroes, to celebrate special occasions, or to pay homage to their fallen comrades. These ceremonies add color and pageantry to military life. In the United States, the Continental Army laid the foundation for our present ceremonies. Today's ceremony is a reflection of traditions practiced since the dawn of our nation. This ceremony is derived from our Army's first manual of ceremonies, the Blue Book, written by General Von Steuben. The 80th Division was constituted on August 5, 1917, as the 80th Infantry Division and activated that month at Camp Lee, now Fort Lee, Virginia. The division, nicknamed the Blue Ridge Division, was comprised of draftees from Virginia, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. After training with the British Third Army, the 80th took part in the Somme and Meuse-Argonne offensives during World War I. After reactivating in 1942, the division trained in Kansas and California, then joined General George S. Patton's Third Army. The division landed at Normandy and fought its way across northern France, Belgium, and Germany. At war's end, the 80th had served over 277 days of combat and had captured 200,000 enemy troops. Two of the 80th units, 424th Transportation Company, and 3 of the 318th Infantry Battalion were called to service in support of Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm. In support of Operation Enduring Freedom during November 2004, 29 80th Division soldiers deployed to Afghanistan. These soldiers set up institutional training programs for the Afghan Army for quartermaster, ordnance, engineers, and transportation military occupational specialties. During the summer of 2005, over 750 80th Division soldiers were mobilized and subsequently deployed to Iraq in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. This was the largest deployment of 80th Division soldiers since World War II. Over 300 of these soldiers served as members of military transition teams, and over 400 soldiers were assigned to the Multinational Security Transition Command, Iraq. Many of these soldiers served in key staff positions, and played an integral part in the manning, training, equipping, and basing of over 70,000 Iraqi Army and civil security forces. On October 1st, 2007, the 80th transformed from an institutional training division into a training command. The 80th Training Command, the Army school system, has command and control of all subordinate task units throughout the continental United States and Puerto Rico. The 80th now consists of 3 one-star training divisions, 13 functional task school brigades, 1 training support brigade, 59 school battalions, 8 training centers, 4 regional training and 2 high-tech training sites, 3 NCO academies, and a training relationship with a multifunctional training brigade in Hawaii and Germany. The 80th Training Command continues to only move forward. Major General Roper, Major General Hackett, and Brigadier General Bowles will now move forward for the traditional passing of the unit colors. They are being joined by Command Sergeant Major Thomas, the 80th Training Command Command Sergeant Major. The colors under which a military unit exists symbolize its very soul. The colors record the unit's achievements and have been used by armies for centuries. In 17th century Europe, their different colored flags identified regiments. The colors led the regiment into battle despite often heavy casualties suffered by the colored bearers. To capture the enemy's flags, to capture the enemy's colors was the highest achievement the victors could claim. Today, the colors are passed to the new commander by the outgoing commander, symbolizing the changing of command. Since each individual soldier cannot be passed to the new commander, the unit's flag is used to represent the change and identify the new commander to each soldier now under his charge. The Command Sergeant Major is the guardian of the unit colors and represents continuity during the change of command. The passing of the colors from Command Sergeant Major Thomas to Major General Hackett represents his last act of service to the outgoing commander. The passing of the colors to the senior commander, Major General A.C. Roper, symbolizes that the command is never without leadership, and that the authority of leadership can only pass from the senior commander. The passing of the colors from Major General Roper to Brigadier General Bowles displays his trust and confidence in passing the responsibility of command to Brigadier General Bowles as the commander. Attention to orders. By the authority of Army Regulation 600-20, the undersigned assumes command of the 80th Training Command, the Army School System, effective 24 October 2020. Signed, Brigadier General Bowman Bowles, United States Army Commanding. The receipt of the colors from Brigadier General Bowles symbolizes the Command Sergeant Major's first act of allegiance to the new commander. Ladies and gentlemen, the new commander of the 80th Training Command, the Army School System, Brigadier General Bowman Bowles.
Alrighty, good morning. Thanks everybody for being here. General Roper, General Hackett, Generals Iacobelli, McLaughlin, and Kokaska, Colonel Arnold, there he is, commanders, CSMs, families, friends, and fellow soldiers, and of course, the men and women of the Blue Ridge Division. Only moves forward. I've been in and out of the Army, active, Guard, Reserve, and interagency in several capacities since 1987 when I got out of VMI. So to have the great fortune to have been sent home to continue my service and to command this great organization has been a truly special privilege. As every soldier and parent knows, being entrusted with the most precious resources of our nation knows no higher honor. Pandemics, protests, wildfires, market crashes, and a recession. Fortunately, the potential threat of the murder hornets has not been realized. We've seen everything else. There's no question this year has been unlike anything we have seen, and the next presidential election is only a short while away. Here today, you will see an abbreviated transfer of authority, we just saw it actually, and then a well-earned retirement ceremony for a fellow soldier. Unlike our Napoleonic cousins before us, those serving the U.S. Army at even the highest levels do so in measured time and position, with education, experience, and character, and most importantly, they relinquish power. They take off the uniform, they freely give it up, to once again become citizens in the George Washington tradition. He did it twice, and today you're going to see General Hackett do it. So as Omar Bradley spoke scoffingly at the myth of the indispensable man, he reminded critics that Arlington Cemetery is full of indispensable men. Lots of them are in Section 36. So General Hackett exhibits the same humility and sense of selfless service, the companionship of the long march, and not the privilege of position. He will be missed, but our Army moves forward, and he would have it no other way. Now, before I step back, I want to take an opportunity to say a couple of short words about General Roper. You're going to hear a lot about General Hackett here in a minute, but it's significant that General Roper is up here, and I don't want to let this pass by. He's a former commander of the 80th, and he is a senior chief of police in Birmingham, Alabama. A lot of people don't know that. I think he tries to keep it cool, but he was. And senior leaders in this country know that. So COVID, right in March, when they were telling the country from DOD, hey, everybody go home, rest in place, General Roper was getting the order, hey, scramble a lot of reservists and 377th to move out in 2 days and support the country. And in our case, the 377th, it was to mobilize to run the logistics of the theater being the United States of America. Nobody ever thought that would ever happen. Nobody. And I'll tell you, it was a challenge. And getting to be a very small piece of that machine was very interesting. I think they'll be writing about it for a long time. But General Roper had to go out and figure out, how are the new heroes of this thing? How are we going to organize them, deploy them, use them, and then bring them back? And the heroes this time were not infantrymen or engineers, they were doctors and nurses and respiratory therapists. And they had to be small units without a lot of support. And they had to go into cities where we needed them. We needed mortuary affairs folks, frankly, right out of this post to come in and help process remains. You're not going to hear about the press, but that was a fact. And when you turn around and you look at big, wicked problems like that, you can turn to the General Ropers of the world and say, hey, sir, Trip Bowles here, what do you need, Trip? How are we going to fix this? My team will get on it, and he did. And they did it all the time. They never failed to support us. And on behalf of General Mosier and myself, sir, you were fantastic. Your team was awesome. And so I just wanted to get that out of the way. Like Isaiah, General Roper's service gives us an insight and a perspective that is required for a person to come to view their lives as a servant of others and to sacrifice accordingly. He never puts conditions upon his obedience, but simply says that he would do what was asked. From Isaiah, who shall I send? Who will go for us? Here I am, send me. Thanks for coming today, sir. I look forward to this awesome responsibility, to the challenges that lie ahead, and what the future has in store for this awesome organization. Thanks for coming. All of General Hackett's priorities remain in effect. Let's get to work. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Deputy Commanding General of the Army Reserve Command, Major General A.C. Roper.
Let me start by saying good morning to everyone. Well, this is a great Army day. Good morning to everyone. Good morning. Yes, that's much, much better. It is good to be home. Blue Ridge soldiers, it's good to be home. Good to be back with the 80th Training Command. No one does it better. And so to my fellow general officers, command sergeants major, command chiefs, soldiers, civilians, family members, and friends of the 80th Training Command, thank you for being here, and for those who will tune in online later, thank you for sharing your time with us. Let's give a round of applause to the band. You always add so much class to every ceremony that we're a part of. Thank you for being here. And so this ceremony represents the pinnacle of career achievement for the outgoing and incoming commanders, and today with great pride, we honor two proven leaders who have served their nation with honor. So let me start with the incoming commander, because those were some amazing comments. I'm not quite sure that I deserve them, but I appreciate your heart. And the bottom line is I've worked with Trip quite a bit during this COVID pandemic. And special leader, the right leader at the right time to take the 80th to even higher heights. And so we're proud of you. We're proud of your family, because you wouldn't be sitting here without their support. So thank you for supporting him and standing by him over the course of the next 3 years thereabouts. And so we expect great things out of the new command team. And so thank you for all that you do. The late night emails, the phone calls, and everything else. The bottom line is it takes teamwork, and you have been a valued member of the team, and we'll continue that relationship in this new assignment. Because the bottom line is everything rises and falls on leadership. Whether it's a mom and pop store, whether it's a Fortune 500 company, or whether it's the 80th Training Command. The quality of the leaders determine the quality and the success of the organization. And we have two amazing leaders sitting here in front of us. A legendary coach, Vince Lombardi, describes it this way: contrary to the opinion of many people, leaders are not born. Leaders are made. And they're made with effort and hard work. And these two leaders have put in the effort and the hard work. So to General Hackett, I want to congratulate you and thank you for your leadership, your hard work, your untiring efforts, and the difference that you have made in this command. It's funny how time flies, because it was 3 years ago when I was the outgoing commander, and you were the incoming commander, and Major General Scotty Carpenter was the DCG of the Army Reserve. And here we are 3 years later now, and it's an honor for me to be a part of this ceremony as you complete your tenure here at the 80th. Bruce, you were the right leader at the right time, and your leadership propelled the 80th to the highest levels of excellence in TRADOC by providing strategic solutions for the Army's institutional training issues, and by setting the conditions for future success. You enabled the command to successfully execute its assigned outbreak mission, resulting in graduating an average of nearly 50,000 soldiers per year from all 3 Army components as well as sister services. And throughout your tenure, the 80th has provided amazing support to CENTCOM with the Conus Replacement Center mission and support at 1st Army at Fort Bliss, and then running the BLC in Kuwait, once again doing amazing things all over the world. And Bruce, you've juggled quite a few balls over the course of your distinguished career. And I often say that retirement points in 2 directions. It points to the past, the relationships, the teamwork, the memories of all the special people you've worked with. But it also points to the future, to this new chapter of life. And I know it's going to be exciting because if you're involved, I know you're going to do it well. And so on behalf of Lieutenant General Daniels, the Commanding General of the Army Reserve, just want to thank you and once again thank the family for their support. There's no doubt the family are the true MVPs of the Hackett team. And so our former Chief of Staff of the Army would often say, the strength of our nation is the Army, and the strength of the Army are the soldiers, but the strength of the soldiers are their families. So I want to thank both families for all that you have done and all the sacrifices that you've made. So in closing, I want to take this opportunity to once again thank these great leaders for their loyalty, their dedication, and professionalism. So let's retire this great leader. People first, winning matters, Army strong, 80th Training Command only moves forward.
At this time, Major General Hackett and his wife will join Major General Roper center stage for their retirement certificates. Major General Hackett is being presented a letter of appreciation from the Commander-in-Chief. It reads, Dear Major General Hackett, I send my personal congratulations and offer the country's sincere gratitude as you retire from the United States Army Reserves after your many years of service. I am proud to have served as your Commander-in-Chief. Your dedication and leadership in uniform have been critical to defending our freedom at an important time in our history. The commitment to duty and professionalism with which you have served is part of an outstanding legacy of the United States Armed Forces that continues to inspire generations of Americans. Thank you for your contributions to the safety of the American people and the security of America. As you open this next chapter in your life, I hope that you feel tremendous pride in your service to our nation and that you continue to find ways to invest in your community and in our country. Melania and I send our best wishes for success in all your future endeavors. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless our great nation. Sincerely, Donald J. Trump. Major General Hackett is now being presented a certificate for 39 years of service. It reads, This is to certify that by authority of the Secretary of the Army, the retiree has been transferred to the retired reserve, having served faithfully and honorably in the defense of the nation on the 26th day, October 2020. Signed by General James McConroy, Chief of Staff of the Army. Miss Gabriella Hackett is now being presented a certificate of appreciation that reads, on the occasion of the retirement of her husband from the Army Reserve status with the United States Army, she has earned grateful appreciation for her own unselfish, faithful, and devoted service. Her unfailing support and understanding helped to make possible her spouse's lasting contribution to the nation. Signed by General James McConroy, Chief of Staff of the Army. At this time, Major General Roper and Miss Hackett will now take their seats. To commemorate this special occasion, First Sergeant McGill will now present Major General Hackett a shell casing which commemorates the last round fired during today's ceremony.
was quick. You got it from the field to here. That's Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you very much. Truly appreciate it.
At this time, Sergeant First Class Francesca Brown will present Major General Hackett his retirement flag.
I am the flag of the United States of America. My name is Old Glory. I fly atop the world's tallest buildings. I stand watch in America's halls of justice. I fly majestically over great institutions of learning. I stand guard with the greatest military power in the world. Look up and see me. I stand for peace, honor, truth, justice. I stand for freedom. I'm confident. I'm arrogant. I am proud. When I'm flown with my fellow banners, my head is a little higher. My colors a little truer. I bow to no one. I'm recognized all over the world. I'm worshipped. I'm saluted. I'm respected. I'm revered. I'm loved, and I am feared. I have fought in every battle of every war for more than 200 years. I was flown at Valley Forge, Gettysburg, Shiloh, and the Appomattox. I was there at San Juan Hill, in the trenches of France, in the Argonne Forest, Anzio, Rome, and the beaches of Normandy, Guam, Okinawa, Korea, Quezon, Saigon, and Vietnam. They all know me. I was there. I led my troops. I was dirty, battle-worn, and tired. But my soldiers cheered me, and I was proud. I had been burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of countries that I have helped to set free. But it does not hurt, for I am invincible. I have been soiled upon, burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of my own country. And when it's by those with whom I've served in battle, it does hurt. But I shall overcome, for I am strong. I've slipped the bonds of earth and stood watch over the uncharted frontiers of space from my vantage point on the moon. I've borne silent witness to all of America's finest hours, but my finest hours are yet to come. When I'm torn into strips and used as bandages for my wounded comrades on the battlefield, or when I'm flown at half-mast to honor my soldiers, or when I lie at the trembling arms at the grave of a grieving parent of their fallen son or daughter, I am proud. My name is Old Glory. Long may I wave. Dear God in heaven, long may I wave. Center, peace. Sir, this flag is an emblem of our unity, power, and purpose as a nation. Accept it, protect it, and be ever mindful that the young men and women you have trained, led, and inspired throughout your outstanding career will follow in your footsteps and defend this flag with equal pride.
Ladies and gentlemen, Major General Retired Bruce Hackett.
Thank you, everybody. Please be seated. It's great to be here. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. After 39 years, I've got to say this is the best birthday present the Army's ever given. AC, thank you for your kind comments. For General Bowles, family, friends of the Bowles family, my fellow commanders, CXOs, CSMs, special guests, the 80th team, I appreciate your attendance to witness the special occasion under these circumstances. I'd like to thank the 99th Band. Well, they're comprised of the 308th and my favorite, the 78th, in which I commanded. So you guys are phenomenal. I appreciate everything you've done. And the team that put this event together as well. And the artillery detail and Sergeant First Class Brown, what a phenomenal job. That's the first time I've ever seen a flag presentation of that sort. So you knocked it out of the park, and I'm truly honored to be in your presence. Thank you. I can't thank you all enough for your efforts. It's truly appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my final time before you, and I have to say, after 39 years, I am extremely excited. I'm excited because I get to spend the rest of my time with my bride, Gabriella, to simply sit back, enjoy life, and make up for the years I spent away from home. It's been a marathon journey, and crossing the finish line with her is bittersweet. Before I officially retire, I have one more promise to my wife, Gabriella. She said, in your farewell comments, please be brief. I said, all right, honey, I'll speak 1 minute for every year of service. So you almost had me for 40 minutes, but ultimately we negotiated 1 minute per decade. So I'll keep it short, but I'd like to thank those that enabled me on this incredible journey. Ladies and gentlemen, serving a nation in our profession of arms has truly been an honor of a lifetime. When I enlisted in the service in 1981, I could not have imagined what laid ahead. For the past few days, you've honored me beyond my achievements, and I'm truly grateful. Soon after commissioning, I quickly realized that building relationships was the best solution for a fruitful and satisfying career. I've had some great leaders, and I have some not so great leaders to deal with, of which I've managed to learn from each and every one of them. AC, again, thank you for being here. It's special, and we very rarely have 3 succeeding commanders on one stage of the 80th. It's truly an honor to have you preside over this ceremony. I'd also like to thank you for being a sounding board and providing me guidance when needed to keep our favorite 2-star command, your favorite 2-star command, in good graces with the Guard. When I became a general officer, which is something I had never anticipated, I was given command of the best training division in the 84th. That's the 78 Training Division. Now, Trip Bowles would have an issue with that because he commanded the sister division of the 86. But again, I would say that 78 was the best. Serving under phenomenal commanders and mentors as Major General Carpenter and Major General Lennon, they provided me the latitude to develop my exercises to fully challenge participating commanders. I also learned that a lot of collective training experience from the training guru of Major General Beninati. I had a blast commanding the 78 with a superb supporting cast of Colonel Gilhooly, Sergeant Major Thomas, Command Sergeant Major Arnold, Lieutenant Colonel Falcon, Sergeant Major Hinton, and CW3 Rhodes. We ran the largest CSTX to date with 10,000 participating soldiers across CONUS, as well as multiple winter exercises in extreme freezing conditions. We were the first to incorporate the live gunnery exercise into our CSTX and WarXs, which ultimately led to the development of cold steel. Now, those of you officers and NCOs who have growing pains and the war scars from participating in cold steel, hey, don't blame me. I just planted a seed and it took off from there because I got plucked out of the 78, only to assume command of an ESC and mobilize it within 45 days to go downrange. And if General Fogg were here, I would tell him that I commanded the best ESC in the Army. And I would subside and tell him that, all right, it might be the best ESC in the Army Reserve. He commanded the best ESC in an active component. So when I got to Fort Hood, I did meet with him, and he gave me the tricks of the trade and all the guidance and everything that he could possibly set me up with to be successful downrange as the first DSC or first TSC DCG. So I can't thank him enough for that. I would have been satisfied with the 451st after that, leaving my career from the military when I came back with the 451st, but the Army has a sense of humor and they decided to promote me again and give me this awesome command of the 80th. Brigadier General Bowles, as Major General Roper told me 3 years ago, you're going to have a blast commanding the 80th. It's a one-of-a-kind organization training, as he alluded to, 50,000 soldiers a year. So in essence, in 4 years, you will have trained the entire United States Army Reserve. As I stated in my change command speech 3 years ago, I had no intention or even wanting to come to the 80th. But I tell you what, having been here and knowing what I know now, it's a phenomenal experience. I wouldn't have traded for the world. It's led by outstanding commanders like Brigadier General Iacobelli, McLaughlin, Kokoska, Baker, and their CXOs and their CSMs, as well as the senior leaders on my staff like Mike Bland, Bryden Jackson, Colonel Gahuli, Colonel Warsham, Tom Putnam, CW5 Brashear, Command Sergeant Major Thomas, and Angela Nichols. My staff officers, directorates, executive staff, and HHD are among the best I've ever served with. It's all you soldiers with what you've accomplished that has made my experience here phenomenal as a culminating assignment. You are experts in the institutional training world, and the Army should be very proud of your achievements in producing our future leaders. The 80th is one of the oldest organizations within the Army and has an incredible legacy. One of the most memorable moments is representing the 80th with Major General Roper in the 100th commemoration ceremony of World War I and participating in the 75th anniversary of the Battle of Bulge, where I established a special friendship with the 80th Veterans Association President, Mr. Bill Black. Bill, Command Sergeant Major Thomas, and I cherished the experience we had walking through the terrain of where your father fought and dedicated a monument in honor of the fallen 80th soldiers. Now, as an 80th Veteran Association member, card-carrying member, and a frequent flyer for Space A, I would be happy to join you in all future commemoration events in Luxembourg to commemorate the 80th. Thank you. I would be remiss if I didn't mention my right-hand man, my battle buddy, a confidant, and a true friend in Command Sergeant Major Thomas. My best description of Command Sergeant Major Thomas is conveyed in an excerpt from Rudyard Kipling's 1,000th Man poem. One man in 1,000, Sullivan says, will stick more close than a brother, and it's worthwhile seeking him half of your days if you find him before the other. 999 depend on what the world sees in you, but the 1,000th man will stand your friend while the whole world is against you. But if he finds you and you find him, the rest of the world don't matter. For the 1,000th man will sink or swim with you in any water. 999 can't bide the shame or mocking or laughter, but the 1,000th man will stand in your side to the gallows foot and after. Command Sergeant Major Thomas, thank you for standing by my side for the last 3 assignments of my career. It was a blessing to have you as my battle buddy. I can't thank you enough. And to my wife, Gabriella, thank you for being here for me throughout my entire career. In 1986, when we got married, absolutely nobody informed us of what being a military spouse would be like, or what we would have to endure. It's been a memorable journey, and we've had some incredible experiences as well as challenging times with missed anniversaries, birthdays, graduations, and countless other special events due to deployments and other Army commitments. It's now time to cherish every minute we have together without any further Army interference. I love you, and I can't wait to write the next chapter as we spend the rest of our lives together. Soldiers of the 80th, I wish you all continued success under Brigadier General Bowles and in your military careers as well. The Army of the future will be in great shape with the soldiers you've trained and the leaders you've produced. It's been an honor of a lifetime to serve with you. As I head off into retirement, the 80th will have a special place in my heart, as I will always continue to only move forward. Thank you. May God bless you, and farewell.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Army Song, the Benediction, and the departure of the official party.
Please join with me in prayer. Enduring God, we humbly ask your blessing to be on the Hackett and Bowles families, as each begins a new mission today. Strengthen the family and teams that surround them. Empower our communities and our organizations to build on the enduring foundation that character and service provide. Bless this command as we aspire to lead America's Army Reserve in professional strength and technical expertise, even in the heat of war. Enable us always to teach and to learn. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to join Major General Retired Hackett and his Miss Hackett here in front of the stage. The line begins to Major General Hackett's right. The official party will now exit the stage. Thank you for attending today's ceremony.